Hello everybody, I am Slow Rider, and that is one of Sarah Story's gold post boxes. I think it's her third or fourth one. Who knows? There is a plaque on it, I'm not stopping for it. Having one of those weeks, would rather get it over with. So I was thinking of a video for this. It'd be something about public enemy number one for the roads, or something along those lines. But instead I'm going to talk about what happened this week to me. I was in an accident. It wasn't my fault. All parties say that it wasn't my fault. Insurance companies say it wasn't my fault. It wasn't my fault. They'll find a way to make it my fault. But anyway, yeah, came to a stop behind a car. Didn't know what it was doing. They put it in reverse. Drove straight into me. There we go. So the bike that I was riding in my last video, the Talking F1 video, CBR 500R, that is now awaiting pickup for assessment and maybe repairs. I've done a quick working out, and yeah, I mean the repair bill's in 4 figures. So yeah, and as the CBR 500 is not exactly an expensive bike, it might not end well for that bike. We'll see what figures they come up with though. Can't do anything until then. Don't particularly want to go through the insurance stuff because that's boring. Why would you want to talk about insurance? So let's not talk about that. Might do a video on the actual incident another time, but I thought I would talk about the after stuff. More specifically, getting back on the bike. This is my 3rd day riding after the incident. So, you know, I pretty much got straight back on, but it's not my first accident, so, you know, take that into account. But even so, there was very much a case of apprehension, and it has been running through my mind even, do I want to continue riding bikes? And it's something that I think will go through everyone's heads. Do I want to continue? How could I have done this differently? How could I have done that differently? Was it my fault? All that sort of stuff running through my mind. And I know it's not my fault, but it still runs through my mind. It was kind of fortunate. It's renewed the insurance prior to the accident. Renewed the insurance on this prior to the accident, I should say, because it means I get a year of insurance on this without having to account for another flipping accident. Even though it's no fault, they'll still put the premiums up because I'm at risk of having an accident. People with my bike, you know, I'm sorry, but people with my bike, the NC750, people with the 500cc bike, like the CBR, your insurance might go up a little bit because some twat reversed into me. Anyway, yeah, so even though this was my 2nd incident, I was apprehensive getting back on the bike. I actually got on the bike in the morning on Thursday. What's Thursday? I think it was Thursday. And yeah, I sat there for a minute. I just had to think, you know. But I did it. I got back on the bike and I rode to work. And I think that's what you got to do. You got to get back on the bike when you're fit and able to do so. Obviously, you know, if you've got broken bones or whatever, wait till you're medically able to do it. But once you reach that point, Even if you just sit on it in your backyard or in your garage or whatever, go and do it. Because if you don't, you never will. You've got to conquer that fear that's going through your mind. And you will have it. You will have that fear of, you know, what's going to happen. Get back on the horse, that sort of thing, you know. Inspirational quotes like that. I wish I was good at inspirational quotes. But even once you got on the bike, you're going to have fears still. You're going to have things going through your mind. Your eyes are going to be on stalks and all that sort of stuff. You're going to have lots of thoughts going through your mind, and you've got to try and focus on the road because you don't want to make any more mistakes or anything like that. Concentrate on your riding. I was quite fortunate really, because I have to get to work and the bike is the only way I've got of doing that. So if I didn't get on the bike, I'm not getting to work. But there was still that apprehension there of what happens, you know. Be sure. I should actually say that I am by and large fine from the accident. I wasn't actually moving at the time that the car went into me, so yeah, not too bad. So we're talking muscle aches, bruising, that sort of thing. Nothing major, nothing to worry about in that sense, but the bike's a mess. Even that guy there at the T-junction, what the hell's he doing? I suppose that's a nice thought to have, really, in a way. You take in note of them and whatnot. But it's not nice feelings to have, you know. Anyway, so I'm one bike man at the moment. Said no to the hire bike purely because there is a very real chance that I could be left with a bill to pay at the end of it, which I didn't want. Because I would be the one signing the hire agreement. And if the other party said, well, he doesn't need that hired bike, we're not paying for it, then I get left with a bill. Because I'm the one who signed for it. So, as I can do all my riding on this bike, I said no to that. We'll see whether that was the right thing to do or not. I guess what I'm trying to say really is to those who have an accident, yeah, sure, get all the paperwork done, but make sure you get back on a bike. Get back on the bike, see how you feel doing that, and then decide later if it's something you really want to do or not. Don't just give up on it out of hand, particularly if the accident wasn't your fault. I can't even speak, there we go. Even if the accident wasn't your fault, get back on the bike. Go through the whole thing, you know. I'm sure, you know, give me a few weeks, I'll be back to my usual best. Yeah, it has delayed some of my plans as well, because I was thinking of going from 2 bikes down to 1 anyway, which means selling one of my bikes, and I was looking at that one being basically the one I got rid of, but also upgrading this to a sports tourer of some description. Obviously I can't sell this one now because I wouldn't have a bike to get to work, and I can't sell the other one because it's in the process of insurance and assessing and whatnot, and I wouldn't get much for it in its current state anyway. But it's yeah, put a spanner in the works there a bit. Yeah, I'm feeling a little, what's the word, demotivated, unmotivated, yeah, a little bit out of sorts, if I'm being completely honest. I'm sure it'll pass. In the meantime, if you want to leave any comments or anything, you know where they go. Don't forget liking and subscribing and sharing and all that jazz. Yeah, and be good humans. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ta for now. GDS driving there.